Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to make a follow-up video to my whale strategy, buy, borrow, dine DeFi. Today I think it would be nice to make something for people that don't have as much money, like kind of like me, where but you still want to get a good return and eventually become a whale. So it's a similar a problem statement where swapping tokens, like you can still that can cause a capital gain event, and this it's a problem, especially if you bought high quality assets at like a low price. Like for example, if you bought Bitcoin like at $10 many years ago, and even like wrapping tokens can be considered like a taxable event. Um, According to like some conservative like tax professionals. You might be lucky if you find like a more like aggressive tax professional, but then like for me, it wouldn't be worth it if like in the future if like the tax laws change or like there's like an audit or like something that could cause an issue later. Um, like to me, it's not worth it. I'd rather just be conservative in the moment and just like you know pay like a higher a higher tax bill up front, but then like in the later years like maybe fund like other workarounds. But in the meantime, um, let's take care. Let's see if we could take advantage of some of the DeFi opportunities for like people with more modest means. I think it's good that people can still take out loans because that's still not considered a taxable event yet. But then like what you do with the proceeds, you still have to be careful. Um, like because like if you take the loan proceeds and you swap tokens after that, then that creates like other taxable events. So it's just something to be aware of. And then like why rich people like they buy high quality assets, they borrow against it, and then like they die, like they actually pay little or no tax, assuming like they follow like the proper rules, because it's much more tax efficient and in the future there'll be uh, like there's like a Alchemix V2 coming out. I believe there's also a Vesta Finance on coming out on Arbitrum. So those type of like these new protocols, they either allow you to earn interest on your collateral like Alchemix V2, or like for like Vesta Finance, it might allow you to borrow more um against like your like Bitcoin or like your Ethereum. But those are still like works in progress, so like I'll bring those to you like as soon as they come out. But in the meantime, let me bring up like Solend again. And I want to highlight this particular the UST um like the to use as collateral. They recently bumped up like the total supply that can be put in to 10 million. But unfortunately, I still couldn't get in because the original thinking was that like I wanted to actually get some uh wrap wrap Luna on the Solana network and then bridge like after I finish farming, then I can bring those over to the Lunar Terror network. But I'll talk more about that as I move along because right now you can actually get paid like a small amount to borrow some UST. If you have any of like these type of like collateral, there's more. I wasn't able to fit like the whole list, so like I'll let you guys check it out to see what could be good for you. But the fact that you can put in like say for example Solana or Ethereum or like some of these other stable coins as to put up as collateral, I think that's pretty cool. Like I think this is a pretty flexible platform where like if you had like leftover USDC from like other networks that you were farming with and you bring it over to Solana, like because right now according to this like USDC and USDT aren't capped, So you can use like these type of assets to borrow UST and like get paid for it, or you can actually like you can actually first do a like a borrow, and then like redeposit into UST and get some interest and like additional like Lunar rewards. So I think that this could be like a very interesting strategy, but like unfortunately right now it's capped. I believe it's still at 10 million UST. So keep an eye out on maybe like the Twitter handle, or like just like keep an eye out on like the platform itself to see if if they take off the cap, then that I think that could be really useful for a lot of people, especially if you also use like the Terra Luna protocols. So let me bring you over to like the next like the like when you actually put in your collateral, it's pretty nice in that it'll total up all your different types of assets. Like for example, I had like some random like coins left over from like like when I was doing some other farming on Solana. So for example, like I have some USDC, some like a small amount of ETH and a small amount of BTC. But it's cool in that like it kind of aggregates everything together, and then you can take out like a loan. Like for example, I took out like around like $900 of UST, because altogether I had like around uh like $3,500 worth of collateral, and like my and lets me know like what my limit is, and then like how much like I guess like the liquidation left threshold. So like if the value of like all these collateral like falls down to this amount, that's when like they would take my collateral away, and that would trigger a taxable event. Like they'll let me keep like the loan proceeds, but then like I would be liquidated. So that's so in general, like you want to keep an eye out on your utilization ratio. So like right now for me like 33% isn't like too aggressive, but it's not like too like low where like I want to kind of like make the most use out of like the collateral that I have. Um, so it's something again like none of this is like financial advice. So like like, feel free to do whatever is in your own best interests. But I just wanted to highlight like certain things for you, so you can make your own decision. So um so yeah, you could get paid to borrow, but there's a bit of a catch because like the borrow APY, like the 16.85%, it's kind of high, and that's like in UST. Um, so you have to kind of like watch out for that. But like right now, you get paid out in SLND tokens, and I think it's a like the Solon platform is a pretty decent platform. So I think like the tokens like should hold like some value, but you never know like in in case of like a bear market like everything dumps, so I have to watch out like for me personally, I'm gonna take like whenever like those SLND tokens are available to be withdrawn, I'm gonna swap them out for UST and then like keep and kind of like pay down my loan aggressively. Like ideally, I want to like maybe pay down like the utilization, and get that utilization rate down to like maybe between like 10 to 15%, in case of a like a really nasty like bear market. And then you want to also keep an eye on like the net APY. So right now it's like they're paying me uh to um to borrow money, but like if SLND like the price of that token like tanks, then like this can easily flip to like to being net positive, where I have to pay out money to take out the loan. So and then there's also like a relatively small like a borrow fee as well. And then like remember like back here where I was trying to deposit money into like the UST pool so I could get some Lunar Rewards. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get in on time, so that's why you see like this of down here, the max number of position reached. So I couldn't put more in. So I tried twice, like when the limit was at 7 million, and then they bumped it up again to 10 million. And I still couldn't get in. So I'm probably gonna wind up giving up and getting like the free Luna rewards and just moving on. So what I did was there's something called the Wormhole Bridge. So you can bridge between Solana and a few different other networks. So I believe Ethereum is is another one, and I believe Polygon and Binance Smart Chain. But I'll let you guys like play around with that, like in case like you have funds on those other networks as well. Um, but I just want to show you why I'm doing like bridging from like the UST like the loan proceeds, why I'm taking that from Solana to Terra. And I think some of you guys will know what I'm gonna do. So right now, like the cost, like there's there's like costs from like the Solana side and some from the Terra Luna side as well. So the like all in like was about 95 cents. So it's not like too, I don't think it's too bad. I wish it was a little bit lower, but it is what it is. Um, so what I'm gonna do is like take the UST um and put it into Anchor so I can get like the like right now the deposit rate is like a little over like 19%. So and that should give me enough like cover so that like eventually I'm gonna take like some money out again from like from Anchor and then bridge it back over the Wormhole Bridge back into Solend so I can pay off the USD loan, and then whatever like my like my interest will be like my profit. So it's like altogether like the 19% plus like the roughly like maybe like 2% in SLND. That's like a roughly like little over like 20% interest. Um, and like I guess it depends on how like the interest rates go with Solend. I guess I'll try to pay back the Solon the UST loan as fast as possible in case like you know if SLND like the tokens like it goes down in price. Um, I want to kind of minimize my interest payments. Um, and then like another option for if you're really adventurous, you can actually take the UST and then like swap it out for one of these bonded tokens. Like right now, like you have bonded Luna and bonded ETH. Um, and then take out like another loan and put it back into UST. Like if you think like Luna and ETH are gonna outperform Solana, that's something a little bit more if you're feeling more like adventurous. But again, that's none of this is financial advice. It's just like me throwing out ideas that I'm going to try. So obviously you want to keep track of your interest rates. So like there is risk because like for example like I mentioned before like if this SLND token like goes down in price, then like the value of my interest payment is gonna go down. So then like it's probably not worth doing anymore. So I would take like whatever like loan proceeds that I had, bridge it over, bridge it back to Solana, pay it back, and then just walk away. Um, so in this scenario, like ideally, like I'm investing my proceeds at a higher interest rates, and that's like what I just showed you is like one way to do it. Um, and then like maintaining kind of like a multi-chain like this like a flywheel can get complicated, so keep a good record somewhere like you in a spreadsheet, even if you've had to write it down on a piece of paper somewhere. I think that's like a good habit to keep to keep doing. um and then like interest rate arbitrage can be fun, but there's a bit of like maintenance work that you have to do. So again, like there's always like contract risk within like DeFi. These projects are still relatively new and it's still in progress. So periodically you want to like kind of just like check in and log in and make sure everything's okay. And I keep harping on this, like none of this is financial or tax advice. Um, and then if you guys like enjoy this type of content and you want me to make more, let me know in the comments below. And I would really appreciate any likes and subscriptions if you are so inclined. That really makes my day. Um, thank you. So in terms of like which is better, like if you want to do like swapping back and forth between tokens, you could do that because like tax rules keep changing anyway. So it's one less thing to worry about instead of trying to, I guess like uh, trying to like minimize your taxes is like one. It's like a hassle that some people don't even care about. But like like people like me, like eventually, like as I kind of like climb the ranks, like I eventually do like would like to become a whale, and then have to think of like ways to kind of like minimize like my expenses as much as possible. So like if you decide to go the borrow route, you need to keep track of your loan to like the value ratio, so you don't get liquidated. And I don't want it to, because since I'm trying to minimize my taxes, that's why I'm borrowing in the first place. But then if I get liquidated, that creates a taxable event, so that defeats the purpose. Um, so I hope you guys like found this interesting, and yeah, I hope this helps somebody, and have a great day. If you can like and subscribe again, that would be great. So thank you. Have a great one.